Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double once the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere laborers out there that's pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. Alright, this is El Zahardim, this year, the year of prophecy. Alright, and we're living in beautiful times, man. Alright, and the scriptures say we're supposed to watch as well as pray, man. Measure out the time diligently in itself. Okay, and this is a very beautiful thing. This article that I've ran across right here says, U.S. is watching. Trump warns Iran and Amit crackdown on protest video. So pretty much just from reading the article, Iran has a lot of protests going on, and America is doing what it always does, is meddling in other countries' affairs when they can't even crack down on the problems they have, domestic violence and the opioid increase, people dying. America's life expectancy of American has dropped every year. All right, the last 2 years it's dropped. All right, so as far as the obesity in America is like #1 out of any country. All right, but America always meddling in other countries. All right, and this is just a way of interfering or invading Iran, saying, if you guys can't control the protests over there, hey, we're gonna have to come in there for human rights, and 9 times out of 10, if you watch those videos, they send those agent provocateurs within those people's countries, all right, to cause uproar, because ultimately the end game was Iran, man. All right, they had a plan, to invade a certain amount of countries in a certain amount of years, and Iran being the last one. All right, so this could be that year. Happy Nuke Year, like the brothers say. Says Donald Trump has issued a strongly worded tweet warning Iran that the U.S. is watching following the deaths of 20 people. 9 times out of 10, America's seeing these agent provocateurs in America, man. All right. It says, an anti-government protests are sweeping the country. Writing on Twitter, the U.S. president also criticized the Iran deal and agreement struck by his predecessor, Barack Obama, in which sanctions were lifted against the Islamic Republic in exchange for a guarantee not to pursue the development of a nuclear weapon. The people are, this is a tweet from Donald Trump. It says, the people of Iran are finally acting against the brutal and corrupt Iranian regime. All of the money that President Obama so foolishly gave them went into terrorism and into their pockets. The people have little food, big inflation, no human rights. The U.S. is watching. All right, so this is so-called white man for you, the devil. All right, here he is spraying chemtrails every fucking where, feeding Americans GMO foods that has been shown through scientific studies that it can cause cancer, leads to cancer. All right, the injustice system that they have here, the taxing, all right, the fluoride in the water, which is illegal in other countries, but the hypocrisy of the so-called white man. He said the people have little food. America supposed to be this great country, but all your veterans are the ones out there on the streets homeless, man. All right, so get your shit right, get your house right before you go in somebody else's house. All right, it says Trump's latest tweet follows a series of other missives over the New Year period in which he labeled Iran the #1 state of sponsored terror. So here you go with the demonization of Iran. All right, they're the #1 people that sponsor terrorism. All right, so that's the demonization, because ultimately this is the plan, man. Syria was about Iran. All right, everything was leading up to getting to Iran. This North Korea crap, yeah, they got it going on, but they really want Iran, man. All right. Says he also condemned the restriction of mobile access of social media platforms like Instagram and Telegram. Big protests in Iran. More tweets. He loves tweeting, man. These tweets can get him in trouble. It says big protests in Iran. The people are finally getting wise as to how their money and wealth is being stolen and squandered on terrorism. Looks like they will not take it any longer. The USA is watching very closely for human rights violation. All right? Human rights violation. So what about the human rights violation of so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, man? How's this country, gotten? Came over and raped, robbed, and murdered Native American Indians, all right? Then you brought the so-called Negroes over here in inhumane, environments on those ships, man. Bacteria. You want to talk about human rights violations? The so-called white man is a devil and a hypocrite, man, and the Most High is going to destroy him. All right? It says Iran, the number one state of sponsored terror with numerous violations of human rights occurring on an hourly basis, has now closed down the internet so that peaceful demonstrators cannot communicate. Not good. Okay. And that whole internet thing, man, that's important too, man, for you brothers out here in this truth. Okay. They saying people being radicalized on the internet. See, go back. Says Iran is failing at every level despite the terrible deal made with them by the Obama administration. The great Iranian people have been repressed for many years. They are hungry for food and for freedom, along with human rights. The wealth of Iran is being looted. Time for change. All right, now watch this. It says, meanwhile, a spokesman of Iran's foreign ministry has hit back at the U.S. president, saying Trump should focus on his own country. Which is, what he should be doing. About the civil unrest abroad. So how the scriptures speak about taking the mote out thy own eye, all right? Before you judge someone else, man. Your shit's not even together, but you want to go around fixing everybody else's shit. Like Dr. Phil, man. All right, it says, instead of wasting his time sending useless and insulting tweets regarding the countries, he would be better off seeing to the domestic issues of his own country, such as daily killings of dozen people, the existence of millions of homeless and hungry people. Bahram Ghassemi said, according to AFP, speaking to video news agency Ruptly, Tehran President Saeed Mohseni said that Trump should never interfere in Iranian issues as far as it is related to him and as far as it relates to us. We make decisions about our country's issues. More than that, I think the issues of our own country should be none of his business, okay? And most of the time, these are agent provocateurs, man, that America sends over there. Because they're running out of options, man. The terrorism that they were supporting in Syria, that's
ببینید برای پیشرفت هر کشوری لازمه که هر
language. All right. They're running out of issues, man. I mean, they're running out of things. Sooner or later the UN was going to tell them, we don't need you in Syria no more. Everything is, back to normal. All right. The terrorism has been subdued, so we need you out of Syria. So pretty much, hey, we need you out of the Middle East. We don't need you there no more. You're not there fighting any war. All right. But that's how America works. So now, before that can happen, they got to set up another, objective, so to say, lack of a better term, to stay in the Middle East. So now it's focused on Iran. Oh, let's send some agent provocateurs in Iran. All right, rough things up, anti-government protests, man. And people love their government, man. Them people are doing. Iran is one of the most successful Middle Eastern countries, man. They're good. You sent those agent provocateurs in there like the devil and the serpent you are, man. They do not need you over there. But you setting this up so you can go into Iran, man. That's the only reason you're setting this up. Because they don't need your ass in the Middle East. It says at least 20 people have been killed, around 450 people arrested since protests began in Mashhad, Iran's second largest city, on December 28th. Anger over rising living costs, the state of the economy, the allegations of political corruption are fueling the demonstrations, which have now spread to several cities across the country. Man, we know these are fucking agent provocateurs, man. You're not fooling nobody. You're gonna fool American people, then you end up in another fucking war, alright? And these fucking dumbass Americans eat that shit up, man. I'm gonna close out, man, and get a precept. Let me get up out of here. Because it's plain and simple with this devil. This Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Philosophy. Alright? Getting the nations drunk off the wine. It says, neither keepeth at home. Neither keepeth, and this is the point right here. Neither keepeth at home. Neither keepeth at home. Get that. Focus on this point. Neither keepeth at home. Alright, that's the point. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud mind. Neither keepeth at home. Who enlargeth his desire is as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. Alright. He's went over into all the Middle Eastern countries. He enslaved you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Alright. He cannot be satisfied. The so-called white man. His greed for wealth and money, man. Alright. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Alright. Alright. Shall not they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake thee that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Alright, so this shall rise up against you suddenly, man. These nations get ready to declare war on you, man, and shoot those missiles over here and burn all you filthy ass Americans up, man. Alright? It's gonna vex you, it's gonna bite you, man. And Lord willing, this is the year of prophecy, man. 2018. May this be the year of our Lord, man. Where we see this horde, this hammer, get nailed down, man. Verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and the city, and of all that dwell therein. Alright? Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil, man. And I'm gonna stop right here, verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all that dwell therein, man. So this is gonna take up a parable against you, man. World War III is on its way, man. America will be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. With that, man, Lord willing, you brothers were edified, man. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the one the elder apostle, a great millstone. Salutations to you, sincere laborers out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty.